Hello, you're welcome to Nuggets for Limitless Living with Simon O. Matthew. It's my pleasure to be with you again, and I want to trust that you're doing very well. Now, to what I have for you today. When you hear the word failure, what comes to mind? For some persons, especially the religious folks, the next thing that will come to mind is, it's one demon that we need to bind or we need to cast. But the truth of the matter is, the question I would want to ask is failure really something one should dread? Is it really something that one should bind or maybe cast, or is it something that one should wish off or wish away? Is failure really a monster that needs to be dealt with? Is it really something that is truly bad in the real sense of it? Dear friend, the question to this and many more is what I've come today to bring to you. Once again, my name is Simon or Matthew, and I am your host for the show today. And in this episode, I will be sharing with you, or in other words, I will be demystifying or giving answers to what failure truly is. And it is my hope that at the end of this episode, you would have been properly educated as to what failure truly means. So sit down, relax, and enjoy the view. Okay, let's get into what I have to share with you today. What then is failure? What is failure? Number one, failure is a situation contrary to an expected or a desired outcome. Failure is a situation that is contrary to a desired or an expected outcome. Failure is also a method gone wrong. It's a method gone wrong. Or failure is a result that is contrary to expectations. So to tie the three together, failure can be said to be the opposite. Failure can be said to be a situation that is contrary to a desired outcome. It can also be a method gone wrong, or a result that is contrary to an expectation or below an expectation. Now, when you examine the above meanings carefully, when you examine the above meaning carefully, you will realize this. You would agree with me that failure is truly an unpleasant situation. And as a matter of fact, nobody desires to fail, or nobody desired to be involved in any form of activity that would result to failure. But the problem now is this. If we pay less attention to the subject of failure, it will only make matters worse. Because what I've discovered over time is that most people are just interested in the subject of success. You will hear things, you hear books, you will read books, several books on success. But only very few people talk about the subject of failure. But the truth of the matter is that how you handle failure, listen to this carefully, how you handle failure will go a long way to determine if you are going to be successful in life or not. because in your pursuit for success, there are certain things that you are going to encounter, which happens to be failure, are some of the things that you might likely encounter as you pursue success. Now, I liken failure to be a mathematical equation, a mathematical process or equation, and it's a mathematical. It can be likened to a mathematical process in the sense that failure is simply a step missed. Like, for example, if you're trying to solve, let's say, a quadratic equation, for example, when you miss out a step, you would end up getting a wrong answer. Now, failure is that process that you missed, that step that you missed. That's what most people don't understand. Most people feel that, well, failure is something that just happens to you. Some people feel that they inherited the failure, or some people feel that failure is actually a curse. No. If you truly understand the subject of failure, you would realize that failure is not something you should dread, but it's something you can handle. And when you properly handle failure rather, it will result to success. So simply put, failure is that step that you miss. Let's say for example, if 1 plus 1 is supposed to be 2, 1 plus 1, which would give you the answer 2. When you now decide to, okay, 1 plus 3, 1 plus 2, which should give you 3, when you omit 1, as in when you omit 1 out of the 2, let's say 1, when you now add 1 instead of adding 2 to give you 3, that 1 that you missed out might likely give you the results. If what you had expected was to get 3, you will get 2. That is failure. I hope that is clear enough. Now, except in the case of maybe just like success, failure also, when certain things are left undone, failure would become the result. But the truth of the matter is that there are some cases that are exceptional, especially if maybe divinity is involved. You have put in all your efforts and all of that, and you still end up not succeeding, or you still end up failing after you have put in everything that you know you need to put in place. There are few exceptions like that, especially when divinity is involved in the matter, and maybe a message is trying to be passed. God is trying to pass across a matter, a situation to you, or is trying to pass across a message to you, and you're not getting it. He might likely involved in that matter to just make you get the point that he's trying to make. Otherwise, failure is not something that you should dread. And the truth of the matter is that failure is certain. Failure would happen. You would experience failure at one point or the other in your life, whether you wish for them or not. That is the truth, and that is one reality that most people are not willing to accept or to agree to. Now, failure happens to everybody. Failure happens to everybody. That, like I said, failure is a reality. It happens to everybody. It does not matter whether you are rich. The rich people too, they do fail. Poor people too, they do fail. Educated people, they do fail. Illiterates, they do fail. Those people who are highly up there, they do fail. Those who are right at the lower rung, they also do fail. So whichever side of the divide you belong to, failure is something that would happen to you at one point or the other. And that you fail does not mean that you're not that religious, or you're not that spiritual. Like some people would want to tell people. They'll tend to blame people. They'll say that if you had been spiritual, these things wouldn't have happened to you. No. Sometimes failure is not a function of your lack of being spiritual also. Failure is something that is bound to happen to you, whether you are spiritual or not. Now, though failure is a result of a process, it has consequences, just like success. It has consequences. Now, as success is the constant, that is the constant result, or is a result of a process that is followed carefully to the end, even as success is a result of that. Likewise, failure is also a constant and also a result of certain things not done right. I want you to take note of that. And like I said, though failure, the subject of failure has not been spoken about that much. People tend to shy away from the subject. They rather prefer to channel all their activities towards success because they feel they want to tell you that it is what you focus on that you achieve. I want you to know that you also need to focus, pay attention to failures. Pay attention to those processes that made you fail. Now, you're not paying attention because you wish to continue to fail. You are paying attention to those things with the intention of helping you succeed afterwards. That is the reason why you need to also pay attention, because the truth of the matter is that just as success is a reality, I want to know that failure too is a reality. And many persons have been victim of failure and its consequences. So we need to pay attention to that. Now I've told you what failure is. Now now let me also show you the things failure is not. Now, it is not all outcomes that is failure, especially outcomes that goes against our expectation. It's not all of them that is failure really. If a process is ordained by God in His infinite wisdom to fail, you can't really call that failure. You can't call that failure. Also, if God decides to maybe delay a result beyond the time we expect it, we cannot call that one failure. Now, as a matter of fact, I want to state here that you have not failed until you decide to give up upon the processes. You have not failed, or you cannot be termed to be a failure if you are still working at it. Let's say you tried the first time, it didn't work out. You keep trying. So as I conclude, I want you to know that failure is not something you should dread. Failure is not something you should really dread, because whether you like it or not, at one point or the other in your life, you will experience failure. I've experienced failure separately, and failure is something that we all will experience at one point or the other in our life. Failure is only an outcome in error and nothing more than that. So stop dreading it. Stop dreading it. Failure is only an outcome and nothing more than that. As a matter of fact, failure won't kill you. It is your decision to stop trying something that will eventually make you a failure. I hope you have learned something today. So in the next episode, I'm going to be talking about some of the sources of failure. That's where do failure come from? Where do they come from? I'm going to be sharing with you some of the sources of failure. And it is my desire that you will stay tuned and watch out for the next episode. So I thank you so much for finding time to watch this. And I hope you've learned something about failure today. So I want you to know that, once again, this is Nugget for Limitless Living with Simon O. Matthew. And you can also listen to the audio version of this channel on anchor.fm/Simon Matthew. And should you want to send me an email, you can do that with nuggetforlimitlessliving@gmail.com. So I look forward to hearing from you. So until I come your way again, this is Simon Matthew saying to you, keep living the limitless life. Bye for now. Thank you.